Um, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited to be welcoming everyone to today's info session. Sorry for any background noise. I just got off work. And let me know if you can't hear me. But yeah, I'm gonna start today's info session. Really excited to see you all. I have my camera off, but I'm excited to meet everyone and get started. So I think we're gonna start with some intros with staff here. Yes, I'll pass it to Leia.
Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well and thank you once again for joining. So my name is Leia and I'm a student at UC Berkeley, majoring in political science and hopefully minoring in ethics studies. I've had a passion for it because I took Native Americans. But I've been part of pair in the master's class since 2024 and then had this opportunity by working with Harmony to create this Youth Delegate Council where we have this passion on bringing youth voices and it has been an amazing experience just working with Harmony overall. I'll pass it to you, Harmony.
Thank you. So yeah, Leia said a lot of really cool things about herself. My name is Harmony. I've also been working on developing YDC for about a year now. I go to Wesleyan in Connecticut, if you guys have ever heard of it, and I'm going to be a junior, so class of 27. I major in econ and human rights, and I take a special interest in socioeconomic justice and equity, so like the income gap and income equity. And that's kind of how I got involved with like social justice and L for E in high school. So I started as a masterclass participant in 2022. And then the next year I came back as a coach for pair and masterclass. And last year I started developing the YDC and I'm super excited to be working with you all. And I'll pass it to the staff to introduce themselves.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle Galan. I am the project administrator at L4E for Student Success. And it's great to see everybody, and I look forward to learning more about you. I'll pass it off to Dome.
Hi, good evening or good afternoon. My name is Dome Lupak. I use he and his pronouns, and I am one of the Learning for Equity consultants here and happy to support you all. And hopefully we get to see you all apply. Thank you.
Hello, this is Nicholas Miles. I'm also one of the L4E consultants, so we're appreciative of you guys coming and participating in this info session with the hopes that you potentially join our Youth Delegate Council. And I'll pass it back to Harmony.
Thank you. Here are just a few more of the L4E staff that are going to be supporting the YDC. I think there are a few people here who might want to talk about their role and what they do in L4E. So I think it's Mackenzie here.
No, she's not here. We can skip to the next one. But these are people that if you join the Youth Delegate Council, you'll definitely engage with them because they'll be helping support the policy goals and also providing additional support to you guys throughout your journey with the Youth Delegate Council.
Yes. And some of these people you might recognize from like masterclass or pair. I think I met Denise and Judith when I was like 16 years old. So it's really amazing to see them still working with L4E.
Mackenzie was my coach for pair. Amazing experience with her.
Okay, great. So I'm actually gonna pass this to you guys. So you guys can introduce yourselves. You can just do a quick like name, age, and why you're interested in YDC. And I think we can do this popcorn style. So I'll pass it to someone and you can just pass it down the list. And again, if the Zoom has renamed you or you don't have your name, make sure you put your name so that we don't have to call you like guest one. I guess I'll pass it to David if you're okay with starting, and you can use the chat if you can't talk.
My name is David. I'm 16 years old, and the reason I'm interested in joining the delegate council is because I'm like really looking forward to like being more involved in my community and like helping others. I popcorn to Natalia.
She wrote in the chat, she says, "Hello, my name is Natalia. I'm 16. I'm here to support this section."
And for context, Natalia is our intern at RC. All right, let's pass it off to Kevon. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name right, but please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Garraway. My age is 28, and I was just following up on an email that was sent to me, and I'm always open to new opportunities.
Awesome. Do you want to pass it to someone? Is there anyone else? I think Violetta,
Um,
maybe?
Yeah, it looks like Violetta just joined us, and Mackenzie just.
is Nicholas Miles there? I don't know who else is available regarding YDC.
Violetta, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Violetta Leonis from Pacific Asian Counseling Services, and I'm a community health worker advocating and supporting the underserved community, youth, adult, and different ages. I'm here to just be able to learn from this youth training. Thank you.
Awesome. Mackenzie, did you want to add anything or should we move on?
Hi, yeah, I can jump on briefly. Sorry, I can't come on camera right now, but I just want to welcome you all here. Thank you for coming out to do this very extracurricular when I know that people are scraping for time. So it's great to see old faces and names here. Thanks for coming back and welcome to the new ones. And I'm just really hoping for a great, endeavor with this Youth Delegate Council. Thanks for being here, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. I think we hit everyone. And I can pass it to Leia for an introduction, sorry, of the Youth Delegate Council.
Thank you. So you may ask, what is YDC? So it's a group of young people supported by Elevate Youth California funding, dedicated to continuing the social justice work and started in other programs from L4E, Masterclass, and PAIR that Harmony and we used to be in. So the Elevate Youth California grant was created after legalization of marijuana in 2019 to minimize the harm of drug decriminalization. One avenue of funding created by this grant was educated related. L4E received some of this funding to uplift and empower youth who have been historically disproportionately affected by the war on drugs, if you may perhaps know about that. So when the government targeted, so-called drug users, this mainly meant on marginalized communities like the low income and people of color, which further upheld system of power that targeting these populations and prevent social and economic mobility.
Thank you, Leia. Yeah. So next I'm going to talk a little bit about our policy goals. So the objective of the Youth Delegate Council is to strengthen the capacity of young people of color to participate in, engage with, and lead political and advocacy campaigns that confront the ongoing harms and current realities of the war on drugs and substance use disorders. And if you don't know that much about things like the war on drugs, I think we're going to talk about that more in orientation if you apply for this council, which obviously I'm hoping that you all do. The rationale behind this is just saying that PAIR knows that young people possess the vision, power, and right to shape policies that impact their lives, because the people who are most impacted by the policy should definitely be the people that write the policies. So kind of giving you guys this power to write impactful legislation and policies. And so this initiative is designed to develop leadership, amplify your voices, and equip you with tools to advocate for transformative change, which is also a very timely kind of initiative right now. So our call to actions are basically that we hope you guys can gain the skills and strategies that you need to take meaningful action on issues of substance use, criminalization, and racial injustice. And you'll be supported by envisioning alternatives, challenging systems of harm, and building a future grounded in equity, healing, and justice. And based on your guys' intros, you all sound very equipped to leading. So really excited to get to know you all and see your applications. And I think I will pass it back to Leia.
Thank you, Harmony. So what is our big goal? The big goal is the pair program is all about building up the leaderships of youth of color, especially around big issues like the war on drugs and substance use. Through this campaign, you'll gain skills and tools to take action and bring your own, skills to the table and advocate for the change you want to see in your community and you want to see in the future, especially right now in these current events that is occurring here in Los Angeles. And why does it matter? It matters because this campaign is a key component of the Elevate Youth California grant, which supports our pair and other programs, and it demonstrates that young people can drive meaningful change in their communities. I've experienced where like some older people will say like, oh yeah, like the youth don't know anything. But I disagree with that statement. Everyone knows everything as long as you put in the effort, you put in your knowledge, and you put your background skills to the table. So it's an amazing experience that we are creating this to represent more of the youth community that we always have been looked down upon. And giving this back to Harmony again.
Thank you. Right, so here is where you all come in. What the Youth Delegate Council looks like in kind of a nutshell is we're gonna have a monthly youth-led council meeting. So every month you will meet with other delegates online so that everyone can join. And then you can plan events that are in person also if you want to host events. So for example, like you might want a table at your high school if you're still in high school. You might want to organize a food drive in your community. All amazing things. You're able to collaborate with L4E and Rising Communities to create these events. And you also have access to our community partners. So L4E and Rising Communities has a lot of ties to other orgs in the LA area and maybe even across the country. So you can utilize these connections to co-host events with other orgs, which is also really amazing. And so you can also host more long-term like advocacy and social justice campaigns based on your interests. So an example of this could be like Latinx 14 to 16-year-olds organizing a campaign to address marijuana access or advertisements and across your city. But it's definitely based on the interest of whoever's in the council, which is really fun. It's kind of based on who's in the council, and I think I will pass it back to Leia.
So I'm gonna be a little bit redundant, just like restate what she said. But again, like you experience on organizing events, leading campaigns, and working with groups like L4E and Rising Communities. And because of this, of representing your hard work and showing your leadership skills, you will like earn a Pacific Oaks College leadership certificate, which is something that you can put in your college apps or resume or when applying to scholarships. An amazing opportunity, like showing this certificate, like, oh yeah, this is the work that I represented in my community. But yeah, I'll always give this back to Harmony again.
Awesome. So here I have the link to our application. So you can scan this QR code with your phone to get the link to our application, which is just a Google form. We're also going to put this in the chat, and then we're going to send out a follow-up email with the link to our application. So if you don't get it right now, don't worry. The deadline is technically this Thursday, but we're going to extend the deadline to anyone who showed up today to next Monday, August 4th. I can screen share really quickly. Oops, sorry. I'm going to screen share the application just so that you guys can see what it looks like. And I can scroll through it really quickly. Sorry, let me reshare. Exit my screen share. Okay. Yeah, welcome to anyone that's joining. We're just looking at the application. So here we have the application. Again, we're extending the deadline for all of you here today. It's just gonna ask some information about yourself. Some of this is just like informative for our like data collection. And then here are our like kind of, I don't want to say essay, but like short answer questions. So we're not looking for any like beautiful essays. We just want to know like, what are you interested in? What kind of initiatives would you want to pursue as a council member? Short, 150 to 200 word kind of answers. And then we also ask for a supplemental. So this can be anything you've done in like a class, or if you've done an L4E program, you could submit whatever, project you worked on as your supplemental. And this is just to kind of see like what topics you'd be interested in, what mediums you want to work with. Like I know some people are into art, some people are into writing. Yeah, and again, we'll send this link out after this meeting. But I think that's it for our application. Does anyone have any questions? Sorry. Let me pull back up my presentation. If anyone has questions, this is me and Leia's contact info. Again, we can send it out in the follow-up email and put it in the chat. But if you have questions, we'll be taking them for the rest of this meeting.
I hope it gave you like guys a clear idea about what is YDC is all about. It's not just like, leadership opportunity in space, but it's also like a space to grow and actually connect and make a change in your community. Like Harmony mentioned, here's our emails, and if you have any questions about YDC, like personally, or about like our schools that we go to, or resumes, or any skills that we have learned from PAIR or creating this council, you can let us know. It has been an amazing opportunity being part of this and working with Harmony, because I use these skills because currently I am part of a organization called the Central Americans, and back at UC Berkeley representing Central Americans because it's not a big population of it. But using these skills of advocacy, leadership, and using it as part of the marketing team has helped me a lot. So if you have any more questions, you can always ask us.
While we're waiting for questions to roll in, you guys can either use the chat or just unmute yourselves. But Leia and I've created some deliverables like summarizing how the YDC works according to our bylaws. So this is like a one-pager of our bylaws. And then we also have the flyer for like what the YDC is, as well as the application link. So you guys can look at these, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll be here to answer them.
And as I mentioned before, like if you don't have a question right now, you can always feel free to email us and we will always answer your questions.
And then just before you might ask a question before we wrap up, just a little bit about some next steps. So what are the next steps for the YDC? So what we're going to do is we already have some applications, so we're looking for more. We're going to do an application review next week. And so that way we're going to then start picking members for the council. So then the following week or the week after that, we're going to have the first official meeting. So the goal is to try to get the application as soon as possible so we can reach back out to you with some next steps.
I have a question. So I know that it says that if you join the council, you have to participate once a month. I was wondering, like, is that in person or online, or is it like certain times, like both?
Yeah, that's a great question. Basically, we designed this council so that you can participate from wherever you are from. So like Leia and I don't go to school in LA, even though L4E is based in LA. So all of our monthly meetings are virtual. And so no matter where you are, you can participate virtually, and you can also plan in-person events. So if people are planning events in LA, you can help coordinate those events, or you can host your own event from wherever you are. It's really up to you. So if you have a little more time, you might want to plan some events yourself. If you have a little bit less time, you can help plan events. You don't have to attend all of them, if that helps. And then Leia, if you have anything else to add, go for it.
You said everything that I wanted to say. It's more basically your guys' time. Like it's more flexibility because of course, like people are going to different schools. Like the example I can give is Harmony and I, we go to different schools, but yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you for the
You're
question.
welcome.
So yeah, Harmony, we'll probably do like a final wrap up since it seems like no one else has additional questions. And then also we still have the option open where people can write their questions in the chat, or if you have any questions about the application, feel free to send an email over or questions over via email as well. And then I'll pass it back to Harmony for like our final wrap up.
This is the quieter group. I think we've had some really chatty info sessions. So we were on for a while, but yeah. Thank you guys for coming, especially after the long work day. It sounds like you guys are very passionate and ready to kind of get started with the Youth Delegate Council. Leigh and I have been working on this for like a year, developing like bylaws and structures. And so we're really excited to get started with the YDC members. And anything else to add, Leia, before we kind of end this meeting?
I just wanted to say again, thank you for taking your time to coming to this info session, willing to learn about what is YDC and how does it connect to your passions, to your skills, and I hope that you guys, apply and bring your skills to the table. Thank you.
Yeah, and then we'll stay on for a little bit, just in case anyone did have a question, but just probably didn't want to express it to the full group. So we'll be on just a little bit longer. But thank you all for coming out, that came, and we hope